What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you with another awesome episode of Reality Warpers. All right, so today I wanted to speak to you all about energy vampires. I know a lot of us have maybe heard the term before, and it's a lot of us may have people in our life or something like that we may consider energy vampires, or we know of people that will be considered energy vampires. But I wanted to get on and speak about energy vampires because energy vampires are not just people. Energy vampires can be a place, a thing, an action. It could be a numerous of things. So today I just wanted to get on and just give my thoughts on energy vampires, how to protect your energy from energy vampires, and etc. All right, so one, we're gonna talk about the people, the most common thing. On one of my videos, I said that you get strength from saying no, and when I said that, I was more so referring to energy vampires. So when you are around someone and you're giving off good energy, every time they're around you, they're enjoying themselves, they're having a good time. You spending money or something, especially if you're spending more money than that person is spending, um, or just different, other things where that person is enjoying your company around them, and you don't feel the same way being around that person. So they may enjoy being around you, but for you personally, it's kind of aggravating. It's suffocating. It's draining mentally, emotionally, financially. Just different ways. Whatever. Where it feels like being around this person is draining to you. That person is a energy vampire. Now the thing is, some of us know that that person is an energy vampire, and we just continue to be around that person or come around that person. Now, I'm not telling you you have to completely cut somebody off, depending on whatever relationship you have with that person. But being around that person, timing yourself for being around that person is something you really should look into. Maybe you, it's a friend or a cousin or something like that, or a distant relative, whatever. Maybe not go out and hang out with them as much. Instead of hanging out with them 4 or 5 times a week, only hang out with them three, 2 times, and eventually once a week. Whatever. Text message or whatever. Yo, bro, I'm kind of busy. I'm gonna get back with you when I have some free time. Yo, again, like I said in a past video, if somebody feels some kind of way because you are, more interested in bettering yourself than hanging out with them, then it's up to you to determine if you should keep that person around or not. Because obviously, that person wants you around for selfish reasons. All right. So, just you have to identify, and for the people that you don't know if they're energy vampires or not, or you're not really sure or whatever, it's up to you to start to figure out human nature. Okay. Human nature can be very confusing. um One person might, say one thing and do a completely different thing. They may, feel a certain way for a certain period of time, and then one day wake up and feel a completely different way. Human nature always change. Human nature always evolve. um Now that we have social media, human nature sometimes revolve around trends, and social media, media presence, popularity, just different things. So because of that, you it's up to you to um figure out human nature and manipulative tactics and things like that. Um, and you can do things such as reading a book about human nature and different things, how humans react with each other or whatever. Learning how to watch signs of people, tell signs of people, learning how when someone lying to you or something like that. Sometimes when someone lie or something, they voice always get higher than normal when they're regularly talking or something like that, or their eyes might get bigger or something when, or they start saying a specific word when they're, or a specific phrase when they're telling a lie or exaggerating a story or whatever, bro. It's up to you though to identify these little ticks and knacks and different things about human nature in order to protect your energy. Okay? So that's the what I have to say about the human energy vampires. And again, strength comes from saying no. If you are not reciprocating the same good energy that you are giving to a certain person, then you need to cut the time of spending with that person. Okay, if you're in a situation where you can't really cut the time of being with that person, like for example if y'all live in the same house together or something like that, a sibling or a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, whoever, um cut the time of being at the house, go out and have, if you have friends or whatever, if you already have friends, spend a little time with friends, and give that person at the house space to miss you, space to be around you. Sometimes, a lot of times people start becoming energy vampires just because you are around them too often. You are giving them too much of your energy, and eventually you start to overload on them and they start becoming energy vampires because of all of the energy you are giving them at one time. So sometimes you might just need to distance yourself, go on a nice jog or something, or a nice walk, or hiking trail or something like that. Go walk your dog, bro. Go swimming or something, rock climbing. Find a new hobby or something to do. Even if you don't leave the house, find something to do in your garage or something to do in your man cave or something like that, bro. Like, just find a hobby to be able to give that person space or anything. And if push comes to shove, of course, you have to have that conversation. All right. And if changes don't come accordingly after a conversation or two or whatever, I mean, do you want to protect your energy or not? Okay. So, um switching on to the next energy vampire, um a place. Now this one could be kind of iffy because I have my own thoughts and views on like a 9 to 5 job and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people might be like, oh, well, so many people have lost their jobs during the coronavirus, and so many people are homeless and going through this and going through that, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. My thing about a 9 to 5 job is, one, when I've been a manager of a big retail store before. So once you become management, and even different levels of management, there's different things that you see a company from a different point of view than you would see that company as a customer or as an employee. Okay, so from my points of view, from for a 9 to 5 job, unless you are trying to make that 9 to 5 job a career, meaning shooting for the highest position you could possibly go for, meaning some type of management position or something like that. I'm not saying work at a job for 15, 20 years and you in the same position, and the only thing you get every year is a 20-cent raise or 50-cent raise or what. No, I'm not talking about that as a career. That's where the problem comes from. As a career, I'm talking about elevating yourself in the company, getting better finance, getting better financing, and more power within the company. Okay, if you're not looking to do that at a 9 to 5 job, then that job is only supposed to be for experience. That is it. Okay, you go in there, you negotiate your pay or whatever with them, and from that point, all of the training and all of the knowledge that that company provides, you get that knowledge in order to, once you are done getting the knowledge that you got, that you feel like all the knowledge and stuff that you need from that company, you move on to the next stage in your life, therefore taking the information that you got from that experience and applying it to your new way of life, making you a better person, in whatever way that is, financially, mentally, just you having different certifications for different things, making you more qualified for other jobs, or paving a way for you to become an entrepreneur and having your own business doing the same thing that you was learning at that job or whatever. If you are not using that job for experience, you are wasting your time. You will never be rich doing that job for X amount of years. It don't matter how much money you get in your 401k. In your 401k, even if they matched whatever your 401k is, let's say, 20 years you've been on a job, right? You've been working on a job for 20 years. You making $15 to $20 an hour on that job. Okay, your 401k might come out to be like what, 80 to 100k maybe. 80 to 100k, 150k maybe. Okay, they match it. Let's say what, that'll be what, 300k. Let's say high end 300k. You have 300k to live off of for the rest of your life. Retirement age is what, 65? So how long do you expect to live after the age of 65? If you're doing everything you're supposed to do as far as taking care of your health, eating right, eating properly and stuff, working out and stuff, you can't really, detect or prevent different medical problems that may be like hereditary or whatever like that. The only thing you can do is as much as you can to prevent it from happening to you. Okay, so if you're doing all of the preventative things to be as healthy as you possibly can, you're looking at another 20 years of living, maybe 85. How many of us had grandparents and stuff that lived 85 and longer? Okay, so you retire at 65 and you gonna live until like 85. That means you got 20 years to live off of 300k. All right. On an average, a person's bills and all of that kind of stuff come out to be like 40k a month, right? That's on one of the lower ends, maybe mid ends or something, right? Okay, you spending that every year. You see, 40k eating into that 300k, 40k the next year eating into that 300k. And that's not if you're including like, trips and stuff. You want to enjoy life when you retire and all of that kind of stuff. You want to enjoy life and go out and travel and stuff. That's not including that. That's just regular bills and stuff. I mean, hopefully you be done paid off your house. Maybe, so that might cut out a big bill. So let's say your bills come out to be $10,000. I mean, you feel me? Just do the math or whatever. What I'm trying to get at is, you're working all of these years and you still have to budget at the end of your life instead of actually enjoying yourself. Okay, so unless you're actually just trying to make this into a career or whatever, If you are not there just to get that experience to move on to the next stage of your life, you're really just wasting your time. Okay? All right, so that's one place that could be an energy vampire that's just sucking energy out of you, sucking out your health and stuff. You overworking your body and your mind, that therefore works on your immune system. Cutting down your hours of sleep, also cutting on your immune system and stuff. A lot of times you don't have time to go and grab something healthy, so you're gonna go and grab a burger, therefore working on your health. You see, just everything just continuously energy vampire and just is circling around your place of work. Okay, so making sure your place of work is a place that's enjoyable for you. Find something that you love to do. Like, once if you don't know what your purpose is right now in life, that's because you probably stuck doing that 9 to 5 job, and you don't have the opportunity to go out and find out what you really love to do. Okay, you have to go out and explore, do different things to see what you actually like to do. Bro, it's the social media age. You can literally do anything and record it and put it on YouTube. Just the better you get at it, and eventually you make money from it, bro. It's people that make millions of dollars just sitting playing video games and recording themselves doing it on YouTube, bro. So there's really no excuse on why this ain't happening, why that ain't happening. It's a mindset. Being rich, having finances, being wealthy, all of that is a mindset. It don't matter if you hit the lottery or whatever today. Eventually your finances is gonna match right back to wherever your mindset is. Okay, so you have to change your mindset in order to get where you are trying to go. I just made a video recently talking about wavelengths. Mindset is also a wavelength, and if your mindset is not on that wealth, those riches and stuff, and it's stuck at whatever a 9 to 5 can provide you, that's what you're going to have. Okay, all right. So I mean, that can like I said, your job can be an energy vampire. Your neighborhood or environment, where you grew up at, or something like that, that can be an energy vampire. A lot of us have grew up in places that's not very safe. There's not very good influences and stuff around in the area and different things, whatever. We might not can control where what our environment is until a certain age, but once you become a certain age, now you are grown, and it's up to you if you decide if you want to stay in that unhealthy environment or move somewhere else. All right, completely up to you. But just understand that environment is a strong like a strong entity that works on your place of growth, your environment, and that's from a child on up. I said in another recent video that the mind can overcome the environment, but it takes a very strong mind to do so. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to stay in that certain environment or whatever, but just know you have to work on your mind that much harder because the environment that you're in. At any point in time, peer pressure can break down everything that you've been working on. Peer pressure, temptation, just bad influences, just whatever. It can really, one mistake can break down everything that you've been working on and a lot of, whatever the rest of your life is. So your environment really matters. Okay, that's another energy vampire as far as a place. All right, so you kind of get the picture of what I mean by places, and there might be other places and stuff like that that would be considered energy vampires, but just using those examples, any other place that you visit on a consistent basis in your life, just think about that place and what it presents for you and how you feel when you leave that place, and the long term effects of dealing with that place, and you consider if it's an energy vampire or not. I may feel like a 9 to 5 job is an energy vampire, but to you it might be a funding for, the rest of your life. It's how you experience it. Okay? All right. The other thing that I want to speak about as far as energy vampires is actions. Okay. Um or like actions and uh um emotions, or like certain feelings, or whatever. Uh when you are around a certain person and you are not, or when you are around a certain thing, or whatever your bad habits are, think about that. Whatever your bad habits are, the things that you do to make those bad habits, that's an energy vampire. That thing is an energy vampire. Whatever you are doing to waste that energy or to mess that energy up, that's an energy vampire. So, bad food habits, energy vampire. The TV, video games, or something like that. If you're not making money from it, it's eating at your time, therefore not making you successful or whatever. Energy vampire. Okay, and I don't want to hear, that's a way for me to, calm my mind. Is other ways to calm your mind, bro. Get out in nature, get out in the world, bro. Go to the beach or something, bro. Go traveling or something. Pick up a new hobby. It don't have to just be video games work. Video games work. It don't have to be that way. So I ain't trying to hear that it's my way of, clearing my mind and all that kind of stuff. It's other ways to clear your mind too, bro. So, video games and TV, energy vampire. Um, Pornography and strip clubs, women and stuff like that. Energy vampire, bro. It's energy vampire. Okay, like you wasting your energy. You not getting good reciprocated energy out of whatever you are doing, dealing with that. So dealing with like pornography or something like that, you masturbating and stuff like that, all you doing is wasting that sexual energy, that sexual creativity and stuff like that. And overall, just it's just eating at your not only your immune system, just the way your body develops, overall. Your body have to use up energy to produce and make up certain parts of your body. So if every time you masturbate and stuff like that, you wasting all that energy, that body now have to use up energy to replace what you keep throwing out. Okay, so it's a energy vampire. Women, the same thing. You wasting your sexual energy on someone that's mixing bad energy with you. Y'all really not dealing with each other like that. On in at least in good terms and good intentions and stuff like that. Is always crazy emotions and stuff when you are around this person or this girl or whatever. You always wasting your money and stuff on either trips, hair, nails, or whatever. Even paying money for sex, like just different things, bro. Like you just wasting your money and you not getting nothing good reciprocated back into you, bro. Like the actions and stuff that you take and the things that you do on a consistent basis, those are energy vampires. Okay, you have to identify what these energy vampires are and cut them, bro. You have to cut them in order to grow in, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, any kind of way you trying to grow, bro. These energy vampires are sucking that energy out from you, therefore preventing you from getting there, like altogether, or slowing it down to a point where I mean, by the time you get to where you're trying to go, you're going to be, 40, 50, 60 years old, finally getting into, your purpose or your calling. And don't get me wrong, it's better late than never. But if you would have just cut down the energy vampires, how much quicker would you have gotten there? Right? Okay, and taking care of your health, the food and stuff, like you knowing this food is not good for you, and you knowing that is even though it tastes good and all that kind of stuff, it's messing your body up on the inside. And yeah, it's gonna be like a long term down the road thing, kind of whatever, but it's getting there. It's going to get there eventually. And don't try to think, well, I can eat junk food for 30 years, and then the last 5 years I can start eating right. And then no, bro, you gotta clean up 30 years of you doing this, especially if you don't like detoxify your body consistently, or whatever, from the different toxins and things that those foods and drinks, alcohols and stuff, different things like that, different Kool-Aids and sugars and stuff like that, the different poisons and toxins that it have in there. If you're not um uh detoxifying that, on a consistent basis, bro, look at how long that's just sitting and marinating in your body. You feel me? If you don't take laxatives, if you don't take herbal teas and stuff like that to just clean your body, if you don't drink water consistently that naturally cleans your body, if you drink nothing but water, your urine actually becomes clear like water. You probably didn't even know that because your pee so dark. You don't drink water, bro. And yeah, you might be young, but eventually that causes long-term health problems, therefore shortening your life. Therefore, the time period of your purpose is shortened because you just didn't eat properly. You see how simple that is? Just because you didn't eat properly, look at how much you messing up. The timing of your purpose, how many people you could have touched, the things you could have accomplished, the person you could have been, just because you didn't eat right. Like, that's something that you can change on your own. So those are just different forms of energy vampires. And again, it's up to you to figure out who, what, where are the energy vampires, identifying those things, understanding human nature and stuff. Don't be easily manipulated by people, just because they say nice things to you or they do a little nice things here and there for you, bro. Like, if you notice that like they have a motive or whatever, you need to respond according to that, to protect yourself. It should get to a point where, when you answer a phone call or something from a number that you don't know or something like that, and the person on the other line, you can tell just by the first few things that they say out their mouth that it's a scam. That's how good you need to be with identifying people as a scam or an energy vampire, bro. From the first few things that they say out their mouth, you should, be like, yeah, I know that this something ain't right about this. If you and your intentions is not connected together like that, that means you need to work on your spiritual life. Yeah, you need to work on your spiritual life because you can't identify other energies that's not good for you. That's a spiritual problem. All right. So this have been another awesome episode of Reality Warpers. Y'all come and keep checking me out. I'm only, all love here. Ain't nothing but information here to try to help you grow and become a better version of yourself, because we all are reality warpers.